A common question we are asked is whether I can apply for and get a Schengen visa if I am unemployed. The short answer to this question is yes, you can. Schengen visas are not exclusively for employed applicants or those with businesses. But let's be honest here. If you are unable to cover your travel expenses yourself or do not have a stable stream of income, there are a few challenges you need to consider while submitting your final application. However, you don't have to worry about that. Want to know how to submit a successful Schengen visa application even if you don't have a paid job or the financial ability to cover the cost of traveling to Europe? Then look no further since I have it all here. This video doesn't include applicants who are currently studying. If you are a student and want to apply for a Schengen visa, please check another video in our Immigration to Europe playlist. Today's video will only cover questions regarding Schengen visa requirements for unemployed applicants and 3 effective tips for them to have a successful Schengen visa application. Hi everybody, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in and watching this video. If this is your first time visiting our channel, my name's Ahmad Razan here at Persia Global. We help those who are in search of better opportunities to work, live or study abroad. In this video, I'm going to share Schengen visa requirements for unemployed applicants and 3 effective tips for them to have a successful Schengen visa application. If this is your first time being here, subscribe to our channel, and for getting informed of new uploads, hit the notification bell. You may have to see all parts of this video carefully to find out how to apply successfully. By subscribing to Persia Global, you discover better opportunities to work, live or study abroad where you are treated, honored and benefited well. First of all, let's take a glance at general Schengen visa requirements. The Schengen visa application process involves the submission of these basic documents and the fulfillment of various additional requirements, some of which are in person. All applicants, regardless of the type of Schengen visa they are applying for or their employment status, are responsible for submitting the following: passport, 2 passport size photos, basic application form, proof of accommodation, proof of return, proof of travel medical insurance, Schengen visa fee, which is 80 euros for the majority of applicants, biometric information including photos and fingerprints, confirmation of employment letter, which is for applicants with jobs. Please note that applicants will likely be tasked with submitting additional forms which relate to the specific type of visa they are applying for. For example, someone who is pursuing a Schengen medical visa will need to submit materials relating to the procedure of care they will receive in the Schengen area. Schengen visa requirements for unemployed applicants. When applying for a Schengen visa, you must show you have enough money to travel and cover the expenses for each day spent within the Schengen area. This is because the embassy officers want to ensure you have enough means of subsistence to reside abroad so that you won't be burdened to the countries you will be traveling to. But how can you prove you have the financial ability to travel and reside abroad if you don't get regular income? Article 21 Part 5 of the Schengen Visa Code states that proof of sponsorship and or private accommodation may also constitute evidence of sufficient means of subsistence. This means that someone else can sponsor your trip and cover all of your travel expenses. In that case, you can show proof of financial means by submitting your sponsors' bank statements for the last 6 months. A sponsorship letter written and signed by your sponsors stating that they will be covering all of your travel expenses. A copy of your sponsor's ID or passport, we highly recommend you submit a certified copy of their ID or passport. Documents proving your degree of kinship or relationship. For example, if your parents sponsor your trip, you can submit your birth certificate including your parents' names. Some embassies may also require additional documents proving your sponsors' employment status, such as their pay slips for the last 6 months, or certificate of employment, COE, or if your sponsor is running a business, you may need to submit documents such as their company registration certificate or business income certificates. If your sponsor is living in Europe, some embassies may require you to submit proof of address of your sponsor, for example, property deed, rental agreements, etc., and a copy of the residence permit of your sponsor if applicable. These documents are mandatory for all embassies if your sponsor also provides you with accommodation, meaning that you will be staying at your sponsor's house during your trip. Now, if you are unemployed and plan on traveling using your personal savings, you must submit your bank statements for the last 6 months. You can also submit proof of your income from unemployment benefits if applicable to your situation. Be sure to also check the complete list of Schengen visa required documents, as I noted in the first part of the video, that you must submit along with the documents proving your means of subsistence. Now that you have got a grasp of the Schengen visa requirements for unemployed applicants, let's have a look at the challenges you may tackle when submitting your application and the best practices to overcome them, as considering 3 effective tips for unemployed Schengen visa applicants. Getting a Schengen visa if you are unemployed is possible, but you need to convince the embassy officers of your genuine intentions to return home without overstaying your visa. Remember, the embassy officer's main duty is to prevent irregular migration and ensure all travelers holding a Schengen visa will return to their countries of residence. So if you are unemployed, they may think you want to travel to seek employment in Europe. This is because it is illegal to work in Europe if you hold a tourist visa. At the same time, it is not possible to convert a visitor visa into a work visa. If you're going to find a job in Europe, you can use job seeker visas that we have also covered some of them in our channel. In addition to legally work in Europe, you must return to your country of residence, then apply for a long stay work visa or job seeker visa while proving you will be legally employed in Europe. So if you are unemployed, here are the best ways to prove that you are a genuine visitor and you want to stay or work illegally in Europe. 1. Prove your strong ties and intent to return home. As I've previously been sharing, your ties to and deep-rootedness in your country of residence is one of the very important requirements you must meet for a successful Schengen visa application. Even if you don't have a paid job that is typically considered a strong proof of ties, there are a few ways you can demonstrate your clear intention to return home. For example, you can prove your family ties by submitting your marriage certificate or the birth certificates of your children. Or you can prove you have dependents whom you are taking care of, for example, elderly parents. Or you can prove your regular participation in worthwhile activities, for example, volunteering, that help you build social bonds and strong ties to your home country. You're allowed to ask the embassy officers for any documents they might want from you to prove your deep ties in your country. So if you are unsure which documents to submit to prove your rootedness, I will shoot another video with a comprehensive guide on how to prove intent to return home. 2. Write a compelling cover letter. If you're unemployed, one document that can explain your situation is your cover letter addressed to the embassy's officers. Here you can explain the reasons why you are currently unemployed. For example, you are a recent graduate and want to enjoy an unforgettable trip to Europe before entering the labor market, or you are a homemaker and your spouse is working full-time, or you may want to take time off between jobs. No matter what's the reason for your unemployment, be sure to outline your travel purposes and genuine intent to return home. You can also provide additional information concerning your funds. For example, the relationship you have with your sponsor, how you saved money, etc. 3. Prepare for the Schengen visa interview. Your Schengen visa interview is a meeting where you submit your supporting documents and answer a set of related questions. During the interview, the embassy officers are likely to ask you questions around the circumstances of your unemployment, how you are able to fund your trip, and why you will be returning to your country of residence. Make sure to answer truthfully and only provide answers that are consistent with your supporting documents. Don't provide too short or vague responses. Be sure to elaborate on each of your answers and give a complete picture of your situation. For example, if the visa officers ask you why are you currently unemployed, don't answer I quit my job. It is too vague and chances are you will need to answer another series of related questions. Instead, say, I quit my job after 3 years. I feel like I am ready to take on more responsibility and I need a change of environment to motivate me. However, before looking for another job in my country, I think I deserve a holiday, so I have decided to take time off between jobs to visit Europe for the first time. Well, here in short, I'd like to draw a conclusion from this video. Getting a Schengen visa if you're currently unemployed is definitely possible, provided that you meet all of the embassy's requirements. Remember, your employment status is only one aspect that embassies have to look at. So as long as you show proof of funds and strong ties to your home country, you can increase your chances of getting a visa and traveling to Europe. You can also add any evidence of your travel history to other countries too. Thank you for your support and likes and being a subscriber of Persia Global channel. We value your confidence in our content and videos and sincerely appreciate your time. Hope we met your expectations via the videos of the channel. Please comment and let us know about any specific content that could meet your immigration or relocation case. Make sure you don't miss out on other valuable videos related to immigration, study abroad, and visa acquisition. In this channel, I address many tips and points you can learn from our years of experience to ensure you are doing right or submitting the right documents. To get more, get started by subscribing to our channel from today or contact us to use our services at persiaglobal.net/contact. Don't forget to hit notification bell and like button below this video. Don't stop now. You can also subscribe to another channel, IELTS Partner, via the link below this video, which is for our IELTS and TOEFL courses, as well as free lessons, tips, and points on high scoring writing and speaking skills. This is Amar Tawakoli for Persia Global. May God bless you abundantly on your immigration and relocation journey. As always, pin all your hopes always on God. You will never be pinned down by man. I'll see you in the next videos.